Welcome to the Indrasya Rudra channel. Very excited to have a conversation with you guys. Today, let's talk about the Varana system. Essentially, how do planets think and the classification of their thinking pattern. Has nothing to do with caste, has nothing to do with subjugation, has nothing to do with anything. It's just about how they think and how they operate. As simple as that. Once you get deeper understanding about how they think, how they operate, then you will be able to leverage them better. So we'll talk about leverage at a later point in time and why I use that word leverage. So Saturn's classification is a Shudra is a classification that Saturn has. And essentially it doesn't think about leverage. Saturn doesn't care about leverage. It's all about no leverage and just keep doing the work. Don't think too much. Just keep doing what's there in front of you. Just keep doing what is being told and just keep at it. Nothing else. Don't bother about returns. Don't bother about leverage, but just keep doing work. That's all Saturn knows to do, and that's all Saturn loves to do, which is work. That's it. And the seeds that are related to Saturn is the sesame seeds, where you just have to keep grinding the seeds for oil, and that's all it cares about. That's like I said, it's a very linear approach, has no leverage to it, and doesn't even care about leverage. That's Saturn. Next comes Mercury. So Mercury is all about trade, which is give me something. So if I give you something, I need to get something. It's all about trade. And in those trades is where it tries to maximize leverage. So in terms of the barter is where Mercury looks to make a leverage. You can see this with stock markets or any of it, which is you're able to use one form of a stock, and then if you trade it, you get another form of a stock. And that difference is what you take home. And the difference is essentially what Mercury is all about. And it can also be about high-skilled labor. So if you're into high-skilled labor, then you trade your skill for money. So the very effect or the very fact of trading skill for a certain value, that's Mercury. And it's always trading. It's always trading, and it's more on the Varana system of trading. Then comes the Kshatriyas, which essentially is about fighting. It's about not accepting non-compliance. It's about ensuring that you fight for what you really want. And that sense of fight could be about suppression of when others are asking you for what they duly deserve, or you go and ask what you duly deserve. So that's essentially where it comes from, whether you're for the government or against the government. So anything to do towards an authority and how the authority decides a certain risk reward, you follow that and get that done. So that's essentially the Kshatriya classification, where you fight for it. And because you offer fighting capabilities, because you offer security, because you offer protection, because you offer surety, you are given certain perks, privileges for you. And because you're given those perks, privileges, respect in the whole system, you are able to make money from it because of the very nature. This is the first time you're rewarded or awarded based on the nature that you are. So if you are a person who is a fighter by nature, that fighting capability and that nature of fighting is awarded and rewarded. And this is the first step towards your nature being rewarded. Then before I get to the Brahmanas, let's look at Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu are Malich. So when they are Malich, they're essentially outliers. And the reason they are outliers is they are far beyond what can be categorized. They're like outside the norms of the operations. So typically folks who are billionaires, or folks who are someone who's like, they got way too much money, filthy rich, stinking rich, way too much money, they typically are so out there that it's very difficult to comprehend in terms of how they even manage to get there. That's where they are. That's Malich. Or on the other side of the spectrum, which is folks who've let go of everything. They don't care about anything. They don't care about family. They don't care about money. They don't care about anything. And they don't even care about themselves, which is they don't care whether they eat, sleep, drink, nothing. They are looking at something which is beyond the reality. And that's the two sides of the spectrum which is there. It's still one dragon, one huge dragon which is there. And but they are there. They are completely outside. They are the outliers, and they cannot be categorized. That's the Malich. That's Rahu and Ketu. And then the ultimate one is the Brahmanas. The reason I put Brahmanas at the end and not after the Malich is because the Brahmanas comprehend even the Malich. Even the outliers, the Brahmanas can comprehend. And the Brahmanas are the ones where they are able to just gain awareness. With awareness, they're able to change everything about them, which means they could get into a space of work, and then they can realize that where their leverage is, and then they can figure a way to trade that leverage. They can even get better in terms of body transformation, in terms of becoming that secure systems which they are. Or they could go completely on the outlier side, which means they could renounce the entire system, or they could get so good at it that they become the outliers on it. They could become the Malich as well. Or they could have complete awareness about all this and still have an amazing, amazing life. So the Brahmanas are essentially the top of the game. So they are someone who's like the cutting edge, the top of the game, someone who gets everything. And just with an awareness, they can change everything about themselves. And that's all they require, an awareness. Two planets here. The male principle, Jupiter. The woman or the goddess principle is Venus. And these two have been given Brahmana status, which is like, just for being the man, the most amazing man, you be the Jupiter. You have all the capabilities and capacities available to you. On the same side, on the Venus, for all the beautiful women out there, you could also have the entire gamut of right from Saturn all the way. So the true masters, for a woman, Venus; for a man, Jupiter. So once you get the Varana system, then you know why is it extremely important for you to be the Jupiter as a man, and why is it extremely important for you to be the Venus as a woman. Because when you be the Venus as a woman, you are coming with the highest possibility of what you could become. And from there, you're crafting your life and changing it and making all these changes. When you come in as a man, you're coming in as a Jupiter, coming in with the highest capabilities and capacities. And you could go up and down the order, and you can play to your strengths. And your strengths could have a variation all the way from Saturn to the Malich. So the more you strengthen yourself, the better you become. And that's the very reason I only focus on two. For all women, all the beautiful women out there, the Venus. And for all the amazing men out there, Jupiter. That's it. And there could be more. You could, let's say, pick on a few nuances a lot, which is like folks who are more on, they are gender fluid, they don't believe in certain gender. You'd notice that they have Mercury, which is really strong. Folks who are really on the gym, body transformation, someone who's really into fitness. You'd see for a man it would be Jupiter and Mars. For a woman it would be Venus and Mars. For someone who's really into power, you would see it's Jupiter and Sun, and same thing for the woman would be Venus and Sun. You get the idea of what I'm trying to say. So this essentially is something that you would notice day in, day out. And if you're able to capitalize this, and if you're able to leverage this, then it becomes an amazing life if you're able to bring the best of your ability, which is you're able to be the best Jupiter possible for being the man, and you're able to be the best Venus possible for being the woman. Then your entire life is available, and you get to be the master, and you get to control the outcomes and situations in your life, rather than you being the victim of your life. So you get to choose. You get to choose if you want to be the master or if you want to be the victim of your life. So that's all I wanted to say. And until my next video, take care and have fun, and see you around.